Welcome to the Coop Tank. I'm your host, Steve Cooper, coming to you from SuiteRecording in beautiful Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And I'm here with my producer, Joe. And as you see, people, I always drink this water. This is my bottled water. Actually, it wore off. It was from a TV show called I'm Dying Up Here on Showtime. A friend of mine who wrote for it sent me it. And it's a great bottle. But I walked in this morning, and Joe has like this, what, Joe, was it like a gallon container? What was that?
It's 64 ounces. It's Zulu brand, and I got it on Amazon. It's about $10. Great investment. Trying to drink a gallon a day, Coop, you know?
All right, well, why don't you talk about, we'll finish with the water. Tell everyone about SuiteRecording, what makes it so special, besides the wonderful amount of water you drink.
Oh, yeah. We are very hydrated over here at SuiteRecording. But in addition to that, we help brands and businesses to leverage the power of podcasting and YouTube. And we do that in a number of ways, but we have a brick and mortar studio here in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, where people like Coop come in and they record their podcast or their videos, and then we do all the recording, we do all the editing, and we help you with everything beyond that, from planning through to publication. So if you're interested in learning more about what we can do for you and your business, contact us anytime at hello@suiterecording.com or visit us on the web at suiterecording.com. That's SUITE. Take it away, Coop.
We have a great show today. We have two returnings and one newbie, and our first guest from Absolute Home Mortgage Corp is Jeff Schenk. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm great, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming on. And then I saw her last night from AllisonAnne Studios, Allison Gallagher. How are you, Allison?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Happy to be here.
And then from Gazelle Partner Solutions, since it's another Jeff, I'll be calling him Jeffrey. So we have Jeffrey Harris. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good, Coop. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Okay. So Jeff Schenk, tell us a little more about what you do.
I am a senior loan officer for Absolute Home Mortgage Corporation. I was promoted about maybe 6 months ago to a new branch. Our subsidiary was Crown Home Mortgage, and they kicked me up to the parent company to help manage a team.
All right. And how about you, Allison? I know you have two things going on, so tell them about both of them.
I do. So I've been a portrait photographer for, oh my gosh, like 20 years. And that's a high level of service where we're going to look at your walls. Where do you want to put portraits on your walls? We shoot for the space, custom design, family. We want to make sure that you're surrounded by the people that in your life that you love. And so I take care of all that. I even had installers to come hang those portraits. And I have moved into general life and business coaching. Coaches helped me completely change my life when I felt stuck in my business and as a mom. And it showed me the power that I have and proof that I have full control over my life and my results. And I just became obsessed. So I help high achievers get out of their own way, get unstuck, live happier, more fulfilled, whatever their life wants to look like. I get them there. Their goals, whatever.
Okay. And Jeffrey, now you have two businesses somewhat going, but you cover two areas. Tell us about Gazelle Partner Solutions.
Sure. And Allison, that sounds awesome. Congratulations on the new business.
Thank you.
So I own Gazelle Partner Solutions, where we help businesses with payments and people. We've been in the payments and the credit card processing point of sale space for quite some time. And a couple of years ago, added recruiting as an offering to our service, where we operate as generalists, but do have a focus in healthcare and professional services and engineering. So yeah, we help businesses with payments and people over at Gazelle.
All right. Okay. Allison, now tell us, you're doing these two things. What was your path to your two positions you hold now? What were you doing before that? What got you there?
So I groomed dogs for 11 years, and my sister owned 2 dog grooming businesses, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually went away to college at Marist, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I came home. I was not fully capable of being away from my parents. And I started grooming dogs for my sister, and I was always into photography. My dad had a Pentax, showed me how to use, we would switch lenses. In community college, I was in the darkroom all the time. And my mom said, I'm sending you to art school to be a photographer. She called me while I was like answering phones for my sister. And I said, Mom, you're nuts. Like this, you're crazy. what are you talking about? Like, how can I make a living being a photographer? And 2 years in art school, and I interned, and I worked my way through, and I have grit, and I started my business. I was 25, and what a journey it was. In that time, I became I was already married, but I became a mom at 33, and we moved. And the evolution of whether it's being an entrepreneur, being a woman, being a mom, whatever it's, as we get older, we change, we evolve. And when I had my daughter, I just realized I don't want to hand her this person I am as a mom. I want to be better than I am. And I don't want to hand to her what was handed to me, as far as the generational limiting beliefs and the emotional, just the really, it's the limiting beliefs that are instilled in us by our parents generationally. It's just like conditioning. I wanted to show up different for her. And it was affecting my business at the time, because I wanted to up level my business, and I felt really stuck, really scared, and I needed help. And I hired a coach who, it was the scariest thing I had ever done. And that put me on a journey to realize that I really can create anything I want in my business. I'm the only one in my way. And that fueled me in a way that I'm like, I have to tell everybody this. Like, this is like real. And I had different coaches for 5 or 6 years, and then I realized this is my purpose. I have I had an eating disorder when I was young. I was hiding food under my bed at a very young age. I was in recovery for food addiction. So there was a lot that led to how much I can help my clients. But really, all of it was the culmination. Photography led me here. It all led me to where I am, as far as really I'm transitioning away from photography. I'm still serving those clients, but I'm meant to be a coach to help others heal and live whatever their goals are, to help them get out of their own way. Because we need help, right? And there's a difference between therapy and coaching, but we need help. And coaching, life coaching, business coaching, marketing tactics, all those things. That it's awesome.
Okay, that's good. That's a good story.
Thank you.
We all have stories. Now, Jeffrey,
Stories.
what's your path to? Because I met you like 5 or 6 years ago when you were I think you had just gone on your own. But what was your path to creating your own business? What's your story? I've never known that.
Yeah, it's not quite as interesting. That was amazing. It's really cool, and a really cool story to tell. People will typically gravitate towards folks where there's some relatability, and you have quite a bit of that, Allison. So it's really cool. So I've been in the payments space since I graduated from Penn State. Worked for 2 different companies for about 15 years. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing a lot of business writing restaurants, and I'm in Pennsylvania. And in early 2020, when COVID hit, all the restaurants in Pennsylvania were shut down, and my entire pipeline went away. A good chunk of my portfolio at the time went away, and my manager fired me at the end of March of 2020. And it took me a long time to be able to admit that is what happened. And when that happened, I was furious. One, because I carried the health insurance for my kids, and there's this big scary thing happening that nobody knew anything about, all speculation. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go out and do what I just was selling, but I think I can do it better. So I connected with a couple companies that I competed against and formed a relationship with them and started brokering credit card processing. And I said, world, I am here to help you with your credit cards. And the world said, we don't want your help. There's a pandemic and we don't know if we're going to be open tomorrow, but can you help us find money? So I spent the next couple months connecting people to folks in my network, and really learned the premise of the giver's gain mentality, that if I'm out there helping other people with what they actually need, those things do in fact come back to me in some way, sometimes just in the joy of being able to help somebody else that you care about and someone else you have a relationship with. So that's how my company was started. And we rebranded about a year and a half ago to Gazelle Partner Solutions when we added recruiting under our umbrella. See, payments is very commoditized. You can get credit card processing from the bank. You can get it at Costco. You can get it at food, you can get it in a variety of different places. You can go to Stripe or Square online. So in order to keep my portfolio sticky, I'm always asking people in my book, like my clients, like, who else you need to meet? What other issues do you need help solving? There's probably someone I know that can help with that. And it helps me, one, provide more value to them, and two, help my referral partners. A couple years ago, they all said, every client said, we can't find people, like every single one of them. So a close friend of mine owned a recruiting company, and we decided to do some work together. And I stood up Gazelle Partner Solutions. We are not in business together, but we do a ton of work together. My friend and my mom had spent a decade or so doing headhunting in her past, so she came on board and is my partner on the recruiting side of the business. So it's cool. I get to do some work with my mom as a partner on that end of the business. And, we still are continuing to grow the payments end because that it's just an area where there's not a lot of consistency with people. There's not a lot of folks that are doing what I do that have been doing it for a really long time that stick around. And because of that, there's an element of trust that gets built in when they see that you are doing something that is challenging and continue to do so. So here we are, and I'm now on my second stint on the Coop Tank. I'm excited to be here, but that's how we got here today, Coop.
All right, that's good. Now, Jeff, now you're a fellow Cherry Lease guy like me.
I am.
Yeah. So what was your path from the crazy hallways of Cherry Hill East to the where you are now? What was your path?
Well, I was always interested in history and prehistory, so I went into archaeology and went to West Virginia University. And I graduated from there and became an archaeologist for about 10 years. And I traveled quite extensively to many exotic locations, and did that for quite some time. But I realized after a while that unless you really found something really significant, you're on your own, you were never going to be fully funded or fully well taken care of financially. So I got tired of eating ramen noodles. And I went into sales. And Coop, we have something else in common. I know that you were in music for a little while, and I sold music instruments worldwide online at a .com, which was Zaff's Music out of Cherry Hill and Philadelphia. And we did that worldwide. And I did that for about 3 years, became a sales manager there. And my brother was kicking butt doing mortgages in sales. So I decided to make that transition, and I did really well. And unfortunately, throughout all the markets that I've been through over the course of about 22 years, it ebbs and flows. When there was a mortgage crash in 2008 and 2009, it made me rethink being a mortgage guy to begin with, because nothing was being done at all, and they were blaming everything on us, and we got highly regulated. Now that has turned into a situation for the realtor. So it's almost a similar situation, just a different profession. So they're going to get regulated very soon. But in any event, we've gone through a lot of challenges with the pandemic and with low inventory in the housing market and higher rates than what were out there. Luckily, rates are coming down, so we're getting busy.
All right. See that? I never knew you're an archaeologist. That's pretty cool.
I
man.
know, that's amazing.
I never knew that. So, okay. So, I'm scrolling through LinkedIn like I usually do, and I'm seeing how everyone's telling me what should motivate me. Okay. It's the same old AI generated bullshit. And they're like, you should do this. And they always yell at you like, you got to do this. And I'm like, come on, man. It's like, did you take like the Glenn Ross acting school? I mean, you're over the top. But saying that, people telling what should motivate me, we're going to start with you, Jeff. What motivates you? What motivates you to get up and kick ass every day?
Well, I have several things that motivate me to do that. And one is I love to help people. I genuinely do. It's part of who I am and what I'm about. I love to help people even network, let alone connect with the right person, or give them a referral of some kind, or to help them get a home loan to get them a better quality of life, or to get a better backyard space, or something like that. I really try hard to do that and be that way with everybody I meet, because it really brings me a lot of joy to help people. So that's what drives me. I do a lot of charity and a lot of other things off the record, and I try to keep it that way because I think it's more important to help people.
Okay. How about you, Jeffrey? What motivates you?
I'm still getting used to you calling me Jeffrey, but we'll eventually get there.
I can call you Jeffy. I can call you Little Jeffy Harris. Oh, you don't like that?
That was my favorite in that call. So I believe that life is about collecting experiences, personally and professionally. And professionally, collecting experiences is getting to meet new people, getting to listen to new ideas, getting to hear new things, getting to learn about other people. Those are the things that I love. And I love when I have an opportunity, whether it's networking or it's a business meeting or it's a new friend or a new colleague. I love being able to get in front of someone new to like just understand and hear them and hear their stories. Those things drive me. And they usually drive me. They get me excited. I love when I have an opportunity to do that and to hear someone's story and some of the experiences they've had, because it gets my mind going about where we relate and where there might be holes in some of the experiences that I would like to provide for me and for my family. So I think it's those interactions, getting up every day and knowing that there's going to be something new or someone new that I'm going to get to interact with today that's going to, in some way, shape, or form, enrich my life and my family's life.
Oh,
And I'm hopeful I can do the same for them. But that's what drives me.
okay. How about you, Allison? What motivates you?
In business, what motivates me is that I people need help. That there's a mom out there right now who feels guilt because she thinks she doesn't know why she doesn't feel joy in her life, or feeling stuck, feeling an emotional pain. They don't understand why they can't stop eating, whatever it is. They need to hear my voice. They need my help. And one little step will get me in front of that person if I show up and do the post, do the this, get to the networking event, talk to the person. My message will get out there one at a time. That there is hope, right? That you can make a change, that you don't have to suffer through life, that there is options. And personally, would probably be what motivates me is to be the disciplined person I want to be. That I am the person that is disciplined, right? So, especially with workouts and whatever it is, I'm definitely more driven professionally than I am personally. But I think personally, it's definitely, what does the Allison that is says she's going to do it and then shows up and do it? What does she look like? And showing up and doing it is who she is, right? So that is the motivation, is to be the person that I envy, which is a disciplined person.
Okay,
So
well, that's good. That's good. So, the other day, someone told me I was very authentic, and I took that as a compliment. They said, you're not full of crap, and I lived in Hollywood for years, so I ran into very unauthentic people. That being said, I took that as a very good compliment. So we're going to stay with you, Allison. What's a characteristic about you that you're happy you have? Like me, I'm happy people thought I was authentic. What's something about you that you're like, okay, this is cool. This is me. I have this characteristic.
well, I'm grateful that there's more than one. But I think it's being an example of what is possible. Um, is that a characteristic? I
Yeah.
think when they are in my space and they hear me speak, I am instilling in someone of what is possible.
Okay.
I'm super grateful for that.
That's good. We all need that. We need that. Now, Jeffrey, what is a characteristic about you that you like?
Um, I'm going to choose more than one. And Jeff,
Oh,
I'm
that's not
sorry if you're
fair.
taking one. I listen, there are no actual rules here. There's some, but no actual. I am going to choose grateful and empathetic. So I think that those are the two that I appreciate the most, is the ability to be grateful even in
Mm.
the face of nastiness, and the fact that to be empathetic towards others, because you never know what's happening in someone's life when you're happening to interact with them.
Okay. How about you, Jeff?
Reliability and being there when needed. I am always there when somebody really needs me. And people realize that and know that about me. And I'm very thankful that I have that characteristic.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So next time I'm drunk and I can't get home, I'll be calling you going, hey, man, I heard you're reliable. Can you get me? You're reliable. Come get me.
Call me up and I'll take care of you, Coop.
I'll be at the coastline.
He'll call you a cab. That's how he's
Exactly. Yeah,
reliable.
exactly. Okay, so we've all grown as people, and we meet people, and all of you, that's one thing in common. I've met all of you, and whenever we meet people, there's always important people in your life. I've had, my mom I've mentioned as an important person, a comic or, a writer or a business person. But Jeffrey, who's someone who's a very important person in your life that has shaped you to who you are now? It could be someone you met last week that actually when you went, holy shit, or it could be someone from when you were young or when you were a kid or a coach. But who's someone who's been very important in your personal life, who's made you develop to who you are?
Yeah. Boy, there's a lot of them. I'm going to use the one that first came to my mind, which is my wife. We are recently married. We've been together for a couple of years, for like 2 years now, but recently married. And in that time, I was coming out of a very interesting place in my life. And the space that she has created and helped create for us to be in and to grow in has been second to really none other. I think I might have one other friendship that even compares to that, and the influence and the compassion and the empathy and the gratitude that we both live in has been incredibly meaningful in shaping how I'm sitting here today in front of you guys.
Okay, we should get a clip of that. So anytime these guys, if you ever get in an argument, you just play that and go, "This is what I said on the Coop Tank," and she'll go, "Oh wow, Jeffrey, that's great." Jeff,
I'm just gonna have to cut it off right before you said that. Like I can't have her
exactly,
hear that
exactly.
too. So.
Jeff, who's someone who's been played an important role in your life?
My dad, for sure. He's the most honest person I've ever met in my life, and he's the best man and role model I've ever had and ever could have. He's married to my mom, who's been married for over 57 years. It'll be 58. And they are just the most trustworthy, caring, and loving people I could have ever been brought up with. And my dad is the best man I've could have ever met, ever known, or ever been brought up with.
All right, that's good. That's cool. How about you, Allison?
There's so many, but the pivotal moment in my life for the person that will forever change me and generationally, my daughter, and if she chooses to have kids, is my first business coach, who showed me how my thoughts were not serving me about me and my life and my capabilities, and how she gave me tools to take my power back and create the life I want, and to be the courageous person I want to be and heal, so that generationally my daughter is not going to get what was handed to me, and she's going to be very different if she decides to be a mom. I have a lot. I mean, definitely my husband is up there for sure. but it was like a transformation happened from that one person, like a shift in where I was going in my whole life, and then
Okay.
generationally.
Okay. And it's funny, people don't know. Allison's husband lives 7 doors down from her. He told me last night. He told me
That's
the whole story
right.
about how you guys met. And I was like, that's cool. And they
Oh,
knew
wait,
each other in high school. And I was like, oh, that's
yes.
cool because he's a really good guy. And
Thank you.
so, okay, so here's what we go. Here's what we're going to do. Once again, back to social media. Everyone's always like, I love my job. You know, a guy could be shoveling shit on the side of the walk and a hashtag, I love my job. You see it all the time. That's like the big hashtag. And some people do love their job. Like, I love talking to you people, you know, and, but the thing I hate when I have to get a guest, you know, at the last minute, it just, that stresses me out. But that being said, Jeff, Mr. Jeff Schenk, what do you love about your job?
I have to go back to helping people and seeing a different person or different situation almost every day. It's never the same thing twice. So how a transaction goes from start to finish usually takes anywhere from maybe 20 to 45 days, depending upon what it is. And you know, the borrowers are always different. They present challenges. The transaction can present challenges with their credit. But I love to help people, so I always try to find a way to do that for them. So that's the biggest thing that I like about my job.
Okay. How about you, Allison?
I watch my clients make more money, have more confidence, have more patience with themselves and their children over time, working together, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. I watch them start businesses and believe in themselves. I mean, I watch my clients live happier. It's like magical.
Okay, well that's good. And how about you, Jeffrey? What do you love about your job?
On the payment side, I love helping people. I love giving them a resource and helping them understand something that has been intentionally made difficult to understand by the folks in our industry, and being a resource for them. On the recruiting side, I mean, it is like one of the best when someone thanks you for helping them find a job or helping them get a better job, like whatever their version of better is. I think both of those things are just so fun and so awesome.
I'm a tap dancing mime. Can you get me a job?
Listen, there's something and someone for everyone, Coop.
I
That's
love
what I've always been
it.
familiar.
I'm joking. I'm not a tap dancing mime because you couldn't hear my feet. But it's just okay. So we talk about what you love about your job. Okay, and it's funny. We've all had jobs we've hated, and I always wish, you know, even at my age now, I want to get a job with some company where the owner's an asshole and just be like, "Fuck you," and like be Bobby Brown, we out of here and walk out. You know, because there's all some jobs you hate. But that being said, Jeff, what don't you like about your job?
Ooh, I think it's the cyclical nature of sales, and always just understanding that there's peaks and valleys throughout throughout life and throughout the year, and no one likes being in a valley. And it's just, you know, that's the part that I don't like. And also, it's a part that you can just continue to work at to make those valleys less steep and to make those peaks longer. But I think the cyclical nature is something that's always challenging.
Okay. How about you, Allison? Because you know you have the upside of helping people, but there's got to be something you don't like about your job.
Yes, the tech. I don't like sitting and having to rework my website. I don't like sitting for 30 minutes and try to put a reel together. I don't like sitting by myself and doing the monotonous stuff sitting at a desk on a computer by myself, building a bit, right? Just working on your business is draining. But it's the mundane stuff is what you build on, right? So, you know, frustrations with the back end stuff. I don't like.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Jeff?
I hate delivering bad news.
Mm.
And I do it. I have to do it, unfortunately. and it's either their credit score is too low, or they got denied because of some reason, or I just can't help them. I don't like to deliver that kind of news to somebody, but unfortunately in my business you have to.
Okay, my credit card just went up. My score is 247, so it just went up. I'm joking. So we all, we all work on our own somewhat. You all get out there and you do stuff, and at times, especially me, because I'm an artistic type person, I worry. I'm a worrier. That's what I do. That's just me. I worry, and sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you're worried, like, holy shit, what if I just lose all my investments? What if I die? And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? If that happens, Allison, if that happens to you, I mean, I'm sure you wake up and go, oh my God, what if I lose all my clients or something like that? How do you get out of it? How do you deal with that? Because I think anyone who wants to be successful will deal with that. Someone who's just, happy making, $12 an hour, and they know, I'm just going to get up, I'm going to go wash some dishes. I don't worry about, there'll always be dishes. But how do you get yourself out of a funk, Allison, when you sit there and you have to wake up sometimes and just worry, because I think it's common nature. But what do you do to pull yourself out of it?
So our thoughts are, it's a choice of what the thoughts that we're choosing to believe, right? Our brain offers us 60,000 thoughts a day, right? You get to decide which thoughts you want to believe, right? So separate the math from the drama. What's actual fact versus what am I creating in my mind, right? We catastrophize. I've had to do this. I mean, this is the culmination of who I've become today, is looking at, because I would wake up in panic every single night, and what's real and what isn't, right? So you write down the facts, write down what you can control. And worrying is robbing yourself of the present, right? We worry, it's putting us in the future. So that's right there is a choose again. So it's talking to yourself. And when we're in a state of panic, I put my hand on my heart. I focus on my breath, right? I have my own back that I'm worried. Yes, of course you're worried. This is hard, right? We talk to ourselves with love and compassion. So give us space and grace that we are panicking, but then look at the facts and choose different, what else can we believe about this moment that doesn't create anxiety and worry? Our thoughts create our feelings. And so what else can we believe in this moment that's going to create more calm to get us to a place of a neutral state, maybe, versus panic?
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay. How about you, Jeff? What do you do?
Immediately I network. Believe it or not, if I go to a networking event and meet people or talk to people that are already there that I know, I really enjoy seeing them, and it's like friends, So you go out and you have a good time with the people that you know and like already, and it's built in. The second thing I do, and the more important to me when I'm really, really stressed or really in bad straits mentally, is I fly fish. So I go and I fly fish for salmon, steelhead, and trout. And in fact, I'm getting ready in about a month to do it for salmon here in a little bit. And that recenters me. It brings me back to nature, down to earth, and the thoughts of my work just escape me completely, and I enjoy it immensely.
That's cool. It's cool. Next time you get steelhead trout, hook me up. That's some good eating. My wife hates cooked salmon. My wife will eat lox. She loves lox. She loves sushi salmon, but she won't eat cooked salmon. It makes no sense.
Well,
Jeffrey,
I get smoked salmon, so you can give her some of that, which is similar.
Ooh.
I'll take some of that. I'll definitely put it on a bagel, cream cheese, some lox. I'm a happy guy. Jeffrey, what do you do when you wake up? Because you've been starting new businesses, and as you said, you went through that one thing where you were fired. You lost everything. What do you do when you get into that funk?
It depends on the time of the day or night. So ideally, I'm outside for a walk in like the fresh air. That no matter what recenters me. it starts off with like the anger and frustration, and then by the time I'm done, I'm like, oh.
Mhm.
The second thing talks a little bit about what Allison talked about, and that's getting back to your breath. So, breath work, meditation, just calming my mind, so that way I can kind of think and problem solve with a clear head, and
Mhm.
not while I'm feeling under duress or with angst, because no great decisions are typically made that way.
Mhm.
So, getting outside and meditation and breathing exercises.
Okay. So we live in an age where we post a lot. So that's the thing. We all post things, and we post. There's some great things posted out there. You see some great reels, entertaining stuff, but also I see that there's been a lot of people have no problem these days telling you how good they are, how wonderful they are, how they're an expert. I had someone say they're an international podcaster. Yeah, no fucking shit. It's the internet. Everything's international. And so that being said, people never look and say, what am I not good at? What do I need to improve? Like for me, I need to improve on procrastination. I have a one-man show about the 80s I'm writing that it's in my head. I haven't started, and I have a book on networking that's in my head. I just won't sit down and do it. I procrastinate. That's me. But Jeffrey, what is something you need to improve on that you're aware of?
Time management. So running two businesses, I
Mm.
have now I have 4 children that go to school in 2 different school districts. And my wife and I live outside of both school districts that we have 50-50 custody of both kids for, like all 4 kids. So it's time management. It's how am I managing running and putting the time in for both businesses and also for my kids, and being there to do all the things, or as many of the things as possible. And it is a constant work in progress. And as
Mhm.
work and their schedules shift, how we approach it shifts, but it's going to, what I feel like, forever be the thing that requires the most diligence and attention.
Okay. How about you, Jeff? What's something you have to improve?
Patience. Patience for sure. I want things to happen immediately, and when they don't happen immediately, I get frustrated. If it's not even they have to happen the way I want them to. Everybody wants things to happen the way they want them to, but I just want the outcome to be done and over with so I can move on to the next thing. And I wish I had more of that, and I know fly fishing definitely teaches me a lot of patience.
Okay. Okay. How about you,
Yeah.
Allison? What do you need to improve on?
Math.
Mac?
I need to improve on math. um, I have it's just hard work for my brain to do math. And it's frustrating being a business owner, working with numbers. I have gotten better, but I want to oversee every aspect of my business and be a well-rounded business owner. And math is a huge part of that. So I just want to be better at math.
Okay, that's good. I was always good with numbers when I was a kid. My parents,
No, I'm
it
not good with
started at a
numbers.
young age. Like my parents would teach me, they would tip 20%. So they would say the bill and they would go, Steven, how much is, 20%
Mhm,
of 47? I would just go, oh, 940, and it
mhm.
was just something that worked for me. So, okay. So, Allison, we're going to stay with you.
Okay.
What's the quadratic formula? Now, old
Stop.
here's an old stupid math joke. Old stupid math joke. You have to be old to get it. What did one polynomial say to the other polynomial? Foiled again. See, people, foiled was the first outside inside last. That's how you solved a problem with a polynomial. So you learned that. So you tell your kids who have no idea what a fucking polynomial is what it is. So, okay. Allison, we're going to stay with you. You've had different careers. You've gone through ups and downs. You've helped people. You've coached people. You've done a lot. Great kid, nice husband. What is success to you? What at this point in your life? What is success to you? What do you consider success?
S- Um, Success is feeling fulfilled and happy, regardless of what's happening around me. Remembering how wonderful my life is, and reveling, is that the word, in that feeling of joy for what I have right now. That is success. That is success for me.
Now, do you think success is the same as happiness, or do you have a different definition for happiness?
So now I've changed my answer, I think. I don't know. So happiness is, well, it's all a choice, right? It's a feeling based on a choice. And happiness is loving your life. Loving your life. And for me, and success is knowing that I can be happy, what happiness feels like.
Okay. That's fair. It's like, with happiness. It's like the other night, no, I was watching the Phillies last night, and my wife was out in the other room watching the Daily Show and just laughing. And that made me happy. For that time I was happy. Like, that's cool. That's happiness, man.
Yes.
So okay, Jeff Schenk, happiness, success and happiness. Put them all together.
Happiness to me is being successful. And the reason for that is having a successful life. I think that everybody strives to be happy. I know I do. And the more happy moments you can string together, the better I think that your quality of life actually is.
Mm.
The more you put yourself in that happy mindset too, and the positive mindset, I think the better quality of life you have. But if we're talking about my personal life, that's one thing. If we're talking about my business life, that's another. So in business, successful is being able to provide for my loved ones, being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it without having to worry about it, being able to go on vacation, or doing those types of things without having a major heart attack of planning it or dealing with it financially or any of that other stuff. I think also being successful, you have to be good at what you do to be successful as well, good at your job. I think you take pride in your job, and people that are successful, they have a routine and they do things in a certain manner or certain way to become successful. So I think that being successful has a lot of different levels to it, or a lot of layers. But I think in my job, being successful is doing the very best I can and being the best loan officer I possibly can be every single day.
Mm.
Okay. And you can also be very successful by giving Steve Cooper smoked salmon. That always works when you give me some smoked salmon.
You got it, buddy.
Jeffrey, success, happiness.
I want to get in on the smoked salmon, just to be clear.
Yeah,
I meant to say
same.
that the last time, but I did not have an opportunity to.
Seriously.
So Allison and I are both in on the smoked
Yeah.
salmon.
You guys
We'll have a
got it.
party. We'll
We'll
have
have-
a bagels, cream cheese, and lox party.
I'll bring
It'll
it
be
to
a-
one of your networking events. How
It'll
All
be a
right.
reunion. I'm excited for it. So success and happiness are not destinations. They are journeys, right? You don't get to happiness, right? You can achieve it along the path that we're living. Same thing with success. So I look at both, and I say that growth is the word that I would use. That if I'm experiencing and seeing growth personally and professionally, that I consider myself to be happy while I'm able to look back and see that, and successful, seeing that I'm growing and getting better than I was yesterday, today, and so on and so forth. So I think that's how I would answer it. What Jeff and Allison said makes complete sense, and I agree with those as well. And I would just add mine to those.
Sure.
Okay. So, we've all met through networking. And when you meet, one of the reasons networking is one, because you people are all go-givers, you're not all about yourself. So it's to get business, of course, but it's also to get other people business. So if you're going to sit there and you're going to refer business, because it's your name, and you're going to say, like, if I'm going to say, hey, you know, I know Allison's a good coach and a good photographer, so I know that, so I can refer someone to you. That's fine because I've met you. But what is something that some characteristics and traits somebody needs for you to be comfortable in referring them? I mean, what does it take for someone to get a referral from you? Jeff, we'll start with you because you're always out networking. And then, you know, someone just told me the other day you gave them a good referral. But what does someone have to have? What qualities for you to refer them?
Well, you have to know, like, and trust somebody. I really think that is the key. I mean, you're not just gonna, the first time you meet a financial planner at a networking event, you're just not going to hand over all your bank statements or your money market accounts or all of those investment accounts that you may have. You really got to know them on a personal level. So I try to do that when I network. And how I do that is I actually ask them who they are or about what they do other than work. Get to know them on a personal level. Get to know about their family or their dog or what they actually like to do on a personal level, and leave some type of an impact when you network. And I hope that some people out there do the same with me. And when they do, those are the people that I want to refer business to. I also like to refer business to people that I like. So if you're a major jerk when you're out and about, I'm not going to refer business to you. I'm just not. So, you know, you're definitely looking at somebody's character, and I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I've had to been because of my prior profession. A lot of people want to do nefarious things when you're overseas or abroad, either kidnapping, rob you, or other bad things. And you have to learn how to read people's body language. And if you're good at doing that, you can see people for who they are and how genuine they are and actually how they are instead of what they're saying to you.
Okay, it's funny. I'm going overseas to Italy for 2 weeks. I'm actually getting a fanny pack because I heard Italy, they're great pickpockets. I'm actually I'm gonna get a cool fanny pack. I'm gonna sit there. I should wear like black socks and sandals too, just to piss my wife off. Jeffrey, what is a characteristic or trait that for you to refer people, because you know a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff hit it spot on. It's someone that I need to like and trust, right? I'm not going to be passing business to someone who I don't like, and I'm certainly not going to be passing business to someone I don't trust. And the added bonus is either I have done business with them or know someone that has done business with them in the past and knows that they can actually do what they say they are doing. So those are the characteristics. You know, no assholes, treat people kindly, people who I would want to do business with. That's how I look at it.
Okay. How about you, Allison?
So yes, know, like, and trust, but the fastest way that I know, like, and trust someone is vulnerability. So if we have an intimate conversation and someone is vulnerable with me, then I know that they're authentic. If they have that ability to be vulnerable, then I know that they're being authentic and that I can trust them. And I'm going to like you more when you are open and being vulnerable.
Okay. So we all network a lot. And people, just so you know, every month, Hamilton Happy Hour is a great event. Allison hosts it. It's always fun. And it's a lot of people a lot of people we wouldn't get to know because Hamilton's like this little diamond in the rough that people are now finding out about. And so we go out and we network. And me and you, Allison, talked about it last night, how when we create an event, we worry if people show up. And we should just be happy because we created an event for people to meet. But we all do that. We go, oh, shit, people didn't show up. Then you're like, you know what? There's people meeting. So we all like networking. I mean, me and Allison like it so much, we create events.
Yeah.
But we're going to stay with you, Allison. What do you not like about networking?
Oh, damn. What do I not like about networking? The energy sometimes that it takes. You know, it's been a long day and I know I want to go out and network because it is the fastest way organically to grow your business, that if I'm tired, the energy it takes to be fully present, I want to validate people. I want to have want to be present for conversations. I want to really listen to people. And sometimes that is hard, you know, depending on my week, my day. I think that's the hardest part.
Okay. That's fair. And people, by the way, if you missed the last night event, you missed some great tacos, man. They were really kick-ass tacos, like the street tacos you get in Rosarito Beach. But you don't want to go there now because you'll get
Yes.
kidnapped. But they were great tacos.
Taco
So,
a taco a la carbone.
oh, great
That's who
tacos.
came. Yeah,
Great
they have a food
tacos.
truck in Hamilton. They have a food truck.
It's awesome. Jeff, what do you not like about networking? Because you're always out there.
I'm always out there, and
Mhm.
there are three basic things I despise about networking. The first is card collectors. They go around, they collect cards from everybody, and they never follow up with anybody.
Mm.
So you forget who the heck they are,
Mhm.
and they forget who the heck you are, unless you make them make your 30-second elevator speech some type of memorable type of situation. The second thing I hate about networking events are basically the people that are out there that disregard you because you're in the same profession. Okay. So if I am a mortgage guy and I run into another mortgage guy, there are actually a lot of ways I can help that mortgage guy, and there are a lot of ways that mortgage guy might be able to help me as well and refer each other business. Well, there's a unfortunate competition with a lot of different professions, and that I despise because people don't open their mind and realize they can help each other. And then the third thing is that people that disregard you because of what your profession is. Okay, so if I'm a mortgage loan officer and I'm talking to a trash collector or a guy who cleans out recycle bins or whatever, that guy may not have any interest in talking to me whatsoever. But at the same time, I'm not going to blow that guy off because you never know who your next referral is going to come from.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I always say I'd rather talk to a dishwasher with ethics than some asshole CEO who's a dick.
It's
That's just
exactly.
my feeling. Jeffrey, networking. No, what was I talking about? What was I talking? Networking. Yeah, what don't you like about networking?
Dude, I got you. What we don't like about it. Yeah, Jeff, I don't like any of those things either because we should, I say we should, people that operate out of abundance are just going to do
Mhm.
better at these things, right?
Mhm.
Some of my best referral partners are credit card processors that do what I do and recruiting agencies that do what I do, right? And they are great partners and we can help each other. So
Yep.
the part about networking that I cannot stand is the person that comes up, shakes my hand, and immediately starts telling me about what they do and why I need their service or product. No questions about who I am, or they might not even know my name. Hey, I'm Bob, and I need to ask you the last time you shopped your insurance because we have this program right now. Like those
Absolutely.
types of things. And I use insurance as an example, but it comes in a variety of shapes and jobs. That part I cannot stand when that happens.
Okay. Oh, and networking, people, just so you know, here's a little tip because we're all big networkers. If you're a new networker, okay, when you show up to your first event, bring a cane, a monocle, and a top hat, and do a soft shoe. And I guarantee you, you'll get so many damn referrals. People will go, this person's the most original business person ever. I tried it, and I ended up getting arrested. That's why I can't join it. No, I'm joking. I didn't. I do that. Allison's like, what? I'm like, no. Okay, so this is a quick one. You can give one example. Business books. Okay, I know you guys are all readers. I'm not. I'm reading. I'm actually listening to 10,000 No's by Matt Del Negro, who's an actor, who was on Cooper Talk. He's been on The Sopranos, and he talks about how hard his career has been and getting stuff like that. But we'll start with you, Allison. What's a business book that's made an impact on you?
Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. It's his journey creating Nike, which was, I mean, it was mind blowing.
Okay, Jeff.
Well, there are quite a few books. It's
Yeah,
hard,
right. It's hard to pick one.
it's really difficult to
Okay,
pick.
hold on. Let me interrupt. Let me interrupt. Okay, Allison, you can do one more. You can each do two. Allison, give me one more.
Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo. Amazing book.
Okay. Jeff.
Let's see here. Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's a good one. And Influence by Robert Cialdini.
Okay. How about you, Jeffrey?
I was going to give you two, so I'm grateful that you went. And
You're the rule. You're not a rule follower.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. Don't try to take this show over. Okay, it's called the Coop Tank. It's not called Little Jeffy Harris in the park on the Parkway. Okay, just what? Now tell me.
So the two that I had thought of, the first one was The Go-Giver by Bob Berg, which I had referenced a little bit earlier. And then James Clear and Atomic Habits was the second one. And if you have not read it, I would highly recommend it. And James Clear has a weekly newsletter that he puts out that pops in your inbox every Thursday. Just 3 thoughts, 2 quotes. Just it's uplifting, motivational, and
it's really great. Yeah.
So that would be the other one.
You can follow him on Facebook too. He does the Facebook posts and Instagram. They're great.
All right. Okay, here's our final question. You guys have been fun today. It's been a nice. It's the two guys with the same name. It threw me off a little bit, and it's and you sort of look the same. It's like it's all right. When I met Jeff Ree, you were bald. You had like a shaved head, I think. And I was like, I thought you were bald. And I said, and I was like, and I get pissed off when people who have hair, they don't grow it because I'm bald.
Shave it
so I'm
off
like,
on purpose.
I'm like, it's bullshit. Anyway, final question. Someone comes up to you. They're starting a new job or they're starting a new life. It could be anywhere in their lives. It could be in trades. It can be when they get out of college or they're just getting out and networking. To be better, what advice do you give them if you're like mentoring them? What advice do you give someone if they ask you, what do I do? Like if you're serving as a mentor, what advice, Jeff, what advice do you give to someone new who comes up to you looking for your advice?
Don't give up. Don't give up, because losers are the ones that give up. They give up before they start realizing what it takes to be a winner. And when you give up, you're giving up on yourself. So if you continue on doing what you're supposed to be doing the right things, you're going to be successful. If you give up halfway, then you'll never know.
Okay. That's fair enough. Allison, what advice do you give?
Give yourself grace and space to learn and figure it out. The end result, how we get there, everybody's going to have a different path. It doesn't have to mimic mine or anyone else's, but that doesn't mean anything has gone wrong, right? You're going to figure out your path, but you have to give yourself grace to figure it out and space to learn and grow and make mistakes and fail.
Okay. And how about you, Jeffrey?
I would say make a plan and stick to it. So when you're starting something out, it's exciting and you're going to get bombarded by a ton of ideas and thoughts and new things and shiny objects. Make a plan. Find a coach to work with you on developing a plan, a business plan. Put it together, put it on paper, and then execute what you said you were going to do.
All right. You guys have been great today. Jeff, how can people get in touch with you?
They can go to my website at jschenk.ahmcloans.com, or you can reach me on my cell number, which is 609-876-7133.
I got to write that down because I'm going drinking this weekend, so I may need a ride. Allison, how can people get in touch with you?
So I'm reconstructing my website. So you can find me on AllisonGallagher.com, but I'm reconstructing my coaching site. But also I have a ton of content on my Instagram, which is your coach, Allison Gallagher. And you can DM me, or, I have a ton of free content out there if anyone wants help and be inspired and
all right
things.
And Jeffrey, how can people get in touch with you?
Jeff at GazellePartnerSolutions.com. My cell phone is 215-837-3436. Connected with Steve and a lot of the folks that you're going to see on social media. Feel free to ask for an introduction or hop into my DMs. And love to connect.
Right. And people, you can get in touch with me at the Coop Tank at yahoo.com. Also, if you want to hear my entertainment podcast, I have 1,019 episodes on coopertalk.net. Go to YouTube, search the Coop Tank, watch it, rate it. There's some really great, you're going to get some great insight because, I have some of the top business people in the area. A few announcements coming up. August 22nd, Soundplex Studios is Speakeasy Stand-Up with myself, Katrina Braxton, and Mark Riccadonna. Email me at thecooptank@yahoo.com for ticket information. August 28th is a Wednesday. It's a pop-up Cocktails with Cooper at Adjust Your Sleep Mattress Boutique. That's on Route 73. Right in the shopping center where the Fridays used to be. I'll be co-hosting that with Kelly Wernsbacher. And on September 4th, Cocktails with Cooper will be at Splits again. Also, coming in October, if you don't like speaking in public, if you're afraid to speak in public, or if you just get anxiety when you're going networking, I'm starting a 4-week boot camp. It's a Cooper's comedy class. You'll come in with people who have the same fear as you. And in the final night, you will all do stand-up comedy in front of your friends and peers. You'll do a 5-minute routine. It will break you out because I'll tell you something. Once you've gotten on stage, public speaking isn't a worry anymore. I also want to thank Joe Gangemi. Joe Gangemi kicks ass. He's the best producer around. SuiteRecording is the best studio around. So check them out at Suite, SUITE recording.com, or email them at hello@suiterecording.com. You guys have been great. Thank you for your listening. I'm Steve Cooper, and I'll talk to you next time.